Okay, today's topic, very interesting, something that we all want to know. Tough times never last, but tough people do. I think this is a very apt topic. I'm going to repeat this again. Tough times never last, but tough people do. And who better to talk about this than Mr. C.K Kumaravel, who is the co-founder of Naturals, which is India's #1 salon chain. Together with his wife, Miss Veena, he has revolutionized the salon and franchisee industry with over 550 salons spread across India. Naturals has created 350 women franchisee partners and has trained over 8,000 staff, all thanks to the 30 lakh customers of Naturals. And I've heard Mr. Kumaravel speak many times, but every time he speaks, there is always something very interesting that he shares with us. I look at him as a visionary, someone who knows what the future, how the future will unfold for all of us. Before I invite him, write in the chat box, yes, if you are excited about today's webinar. Go ahead and type yes if you're excited. We need to build up the energy. And there you go. The yeses have started coming in. So with a huge round of applause, I know I might not be able to hear the round of applause, but still give it up for Mr. C.K Kumaravel.
For that. Go back. Today we are in what do you call nowadays we don't understand which day we are in and which date. So it became totally irrelevant. So, but go back some 22 years before. It happened in 1998, and my wife woke me up in the early morning, 6 o'clock. And generally she doesn't wake me up. Okay, I was a little surprised. And she said, come down, something serious, some police people have come to home. And I was taken back quickly, got ready, and I came down, and they took me to they said they are from crime branch. And they took me to a police station and made me wait for more than 8 hours. And I really don't know what was happening. Then finally they came and told, somebody has filed a complaint stating that I owe them money. And what are you going to do about it? And I know them well, and I spoke to them after that, and we resolved the issue. But that day, I realized that was my, absolute low day of my life. I thought, why am I doing business? Why should I get into these kind of activities? Why is life being so unfair? And why is life being very uncertain? That's the first thought they came into my mind. Then I got this word from what is the topic of the day, which is tough times never last, but tough people do, by Robert Schuller. He's a cassette I heard him umpteen number of times. Whenever I was down, I used to listen to his voices, and the voice only will give me the energy and the power to take over life. So it is that low I had hit in my life. At that point of time, I was 5 crore minus. The world has given me up. All my friends and relatives told that you have failed. My bank has frozen my account. The friends and well-wishers told me that I have failed. My employees are very demotivated, and the creditors are not giving me products, and everything around me was in problem. I was like Abhimanyu, surrounded by problems from all sides. I was not knowing what to do. That's exactly the situation I was there. At that point of time, I told myself, one of the lines which helped me to come out of that is, how you think when you are down will determine how high you go. How you think when you are down will determine how high you go. At that point of time, I told myself, I have not failed, my efforts have failed. Okay, at that point of time, I told myself, I have not failed, my efforts have failed. Me and my efforts are two different things. That means there is something which I did not work. How can I correct that? So that's exactly the situation I was in, and I went back to realign my life, and my life started working. And to go back, I want to speak about the first thing where it all started. We are from a small town called Kadalur near Pondicherry. My father's primary business is to buy pharma products in bulk and put it in small packets and distribute to medical shops. He did various businesses, and one day he was traveling to Singapore, and in the he had a Tata bottle shampoo in his suitcase. Fortunately for us and unfortunately for him, the bottle broke. Instead of blaming the Tata bottle maker or the airline or the suitcase maker, he said, "Hey, here is a problem. Can I fix it and convert to an opportunity?" In my mind, that is called entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not about your MBA degree. It is not about a Tata Birla surname. It is not about having lakhs of money in your bank account. It's your ability to think different. Can you take advantage of that problem? Remember, my father used to put pharma products in bulk and put it in small packets. He thought about, can I make shampoo also in small packets and distribute to various shops? And that is the beginning of the velvet shampoo. Last decade, India Today came out with an article about 50 revolutions which changed India after independence. And my father's sachet innovation was number 8 in that. So he was the first person from whom we learned a lot of things. The next thing which happened, which is very important for me, was when I was 13-year-old and my eldest brother was 25, and there were 4 people in between. We were total 6 of us. My father died. Next day morning, my mother called all 6 of us and told, "From today, I am going to be your father and mother." And that is exactly what she did for the next 35 years. All 6 of us don't have a story by ourselves. It is the story of the vision of my father and value of my mother, which is what we are living today. So at every point of time, my mother told that all the problems she has faced at that point of time, she's what you call 40-year-old, 6 children. We had 2.5 lakhs debt at that point of time. My father's friend told that you did not take that money when only your husband took that money. So you don't worry about it, and you tell them that you don't know. My mom told, no, whatever is the money got by my husband is my responsibility. I will ensure every paisa is given back to them. And that is how much she has trained us. And after that, she, took the mantle as the father and the mother, and she ensured all 6 of us are safe, and we are also successful. These are some of the, so we are used to disappointment and challenges and problems from early age. It is what you do with the problem, which is what is going to matter. Even when the whole world believes in you, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody can help you. On the contrary, even if the whole world believes in you, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody can help you. We are in this, Corona is a great opportunity and a great situation we are all in. This Corona situation has made everybody very, we are all perplexed of how to handle it. The only, capability you need to create at this point of time is your emotional intelligence and your mental stability. See, at this point of time, you should be very normal. This is not the situation to get anxiety, worry, and all those things. If you indulge in it, this is not the time for that. This is the time for mental stability. At this point of time, how you think when you are down will determine how high you are going to go. And that is what is going to matter from now on. That is the skill. It is not the engineers are going to win from tomorrow. It is not that doctors are going to win tomorrow. It is not that what industry is going to win tomorrow. What is required for you to win in this game at this point of time is your mental stability and your emotional intelligence. And that is what is going to really, help you. You need to reinvent yourself continuously, because all that what you have done so far is you take it away and it is gone. Now you have to come to ground zero. From ground zero, how are you going to build your company? And that is what is going to matter. Whatever you are before, you are this, you are that, you made so much of money, you are the chief executive of a company, all that you keep it aside. I think all that is not going to help you tomorrow. Tomorrow it is going to be reset the access. Yesterday's success cannot get you to tomorrow's applause. in the Corona scenario, you can take it as it is like before Christ and after Christ. It is before Corona and after Corona. The entire world will change. The world is going to change in a completely new way, and world is going to really, everything is going to fundamentally change. I think that is what we should be really prepared. So be prepared for emotional intelligence and mental stability, and that is the two skill you should have. Don't look at whatever is the skill you had before. Keep that aside and try come here and start looking at life with a new lens. And that's what I will say to start with. Anmol?
Yes, so what we will do is we'll open the floor for questions. I love what Mr. CK shared. Yesterday's success won't give you the applause of tomorrow. I just love that insight. Yeah, today. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. So go ahead, type in your question, and I can bet you will get your solutions right now.
So one of the this thing I wanted to share, Anmol, is this. There is a what do you call story I want to illustrate, which is very close to my heart. The story goes on like that. There were two guys in the 90s. This happened somewhere in 1890s. It happened in Stanford University, and there were two guys, and one guy was an orphan, and these were poor people who joined the college by a scholarship, and these people were not able to pay the fees. And one guy came out with an interesting idea. He told, let us have some musician to come and perform, and we'll make generate some money. Using the money, we will pay our fees. And they went and met one pianist known as Podrosky at that point of time. He's a very popular guy, and he went and met his manager and signed him for $2,000. And on an appointed day, he came and performed. Unfortunately, they were not able to get so much of money. They were able to generate only $1,600. These two guys went and met the Podrosky and told him this is the situation. And they gave the $1,600 cash, and they gave him the $400 check and told them they will honor as and when they get the money. Podrosky was very angry, and he told that take back the money, you pay the fees, take all the expenses you have incurred, and give me the rest of the money. He had no reason for helping these two kids, but that guy at that point of time realized that I need to help these guys. That was very important. He helped them, and they were very rejoiced, and they went back and they finished the Stanford. And here is this Podrosky. Then he later became a Poland Prime Minister of Poland. And when the Second World War was happening, and the Poland was savaged, and there was no food available for 1.5 million people, they connected with the US food relief system. There was a guy called Herbert Hoover who was there heading that, and he shipped the the food required for the Poland, and the calamity was averted. And Podrosky went to US to personally thank the Hoover, and he went in and sat in front of him, and he said, "Thank you so much for your timely help," he said. And the guy in front told, "Mr. President, you should not be thanking me. You know about the two guys whom you helped in Stanford. I was one of the guy who has helped me, and because of you, I'm standing in front of you." So this kind of situation, don't look at whether when somebody is helping, that is our own staff are there, our driver is there, our mates are there. Don't look at them. Will you be able to help them? Think of what will happen to their life if you don't help them. I think that is the thought you should have when you look at this scenario. Lot of people are going jobless. Lot of people are going without food. And this is an extreme calamity. I want each one of you to think whenever you want to help a people, don't look at what will happen to me if I help him. Think of what will happen to them if you don't help them. If you have such an attitude and look at the scenario, I think the world will become a beautiful place. Today, everybody requires help from everybody. This is not the situation to hold back. This is the situation to open our heart and tell the world that we are all together. And that's the kind of humanity we should all build.
Wow, that was a very inspiring story. So questions have started coming in. we have a question from Dheeraj, and he says, do you see the consumer behavior changing for retail segments like spas, restaurants? How will the consumer behavior change?
Yeah, definitely it will change fundamentally. And how much is everybody's guess. It will vary from one person to another person. But I can tell you, all the luxuries will go off. Everything will become basics. People will continue to spend on basics. All the luxuries and the high end will have to wait for their time to emerge. So that will be the I would say as the this thing. It will not completely nothing to say that everything will vanish, but people will fundamentally look at the scenario and they will start spending on basics. They will be very careful, and that is how it will happen. So don't look for today a car industry. I don't know how many industry will get redefined. I don't know what will happen to today. We are all used to having meetings in Zoom. Today we now have to see whether Uber and Ola model will work. Today airline, we don't know whether it will work. So today we need to think whether so many industries, the hotel industry, the airline industry, the automobile industry. I think there are so many industries, the education industry. Education is required. Schools and colleges are not. When I first heard Bill Gates say this word, I thought, what is this guy saying? But today, if you look at, I think education is required. Schools and colleges are not. And that's how much the online education is going to take over from now on. People are going to learn from their own place. And that is something which is going to happen. So all I want to tell you is, at this point of time, two words which makes a huge advantage. Look at the problem and take advantage. While there is so many people, so many industry will get redefined. When it is getting redefined, there will be new opportunities which will be emerging. A smart person will look for the new opportunity in that, and they will position themselves there. So look for yourself. This is going to be a very, very interesting case in point in the history. In another 30 years from now, money will get distributed now to everybody. Everybody will get, imagine for a moment, all the money in the world is taken and it is divided equally to all the people in the world, 8 billion people. In 30 years time, by and large, the money will go to the same level. It will go. The Bill Gates will again become rich. Sam Walton will again become rich. And that is how the world, Dhirubhai Ambani will become rich. And that is how the world will get rearranged. Because money is not an external factor. Money is a mindset. People who are rich will think rich and they will look for an opportunity and convert it like that. People who are poor, they will think they are poor and then they will be the same way. So it is an opportunity for all of us to think rich. And that is the opportunity in front of us. Yeah, that's all I can say at this point. Yeah, next question.
Sure. Thank you. As you said, basics is the new luxury.
Basics is new. Absolutely.
Yeah, we have a question from
well
Vandana.
Well said, Arnol.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a question from Vandana. She's saying, what is going to be the future of workers from the unorganized sector? We see there's a huge impact on the unorganized sector. What is the future of those workers?
No, the future of the unorganized sector depends on the entrepreneurs who are going to operate it. For example, an unorganized industry like a salon, if an entrepreneur is seeing an opportunity, then it becomes a super opportunity. I look at 6 to 7 unorganized sectors providing huge employment and business opportunities. One is salon, second is laundry, third is bakery, fourth is fast food, fifth is tailoring, and sixth is florist. All the 6 the industry needs to be organized. And these are all cash and carry business. These are neighborhood business. And these are businesses which an entrepreneur can operate and he or she can create a lot of jobs. It is this kind of industry which in my mind will be a hugely wanted industry in the future. And anyone who is venturing into that will be able to create a lot of job also, will be able to create a lot of money also. So if you ask me, organizing the unorganized industry is a huge opportunity in this tough times.
There's the word organized in the word inorganized itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vijay is asking rather, how do we manage our stress levels?
How do you manage our stress level? There is a story which goes on like this. There was a guy in what you call America, and he was having two dogs. And the first dog is a black dog, another dog is white dog. And he will take these dogs to a dog fight every week. And 1 week he will bet on the white dog, another week he will change it and bet on the black dog. And it will keep on happening like that. One boy was watching this, and he will come and meet the owner. Hey owner, I keep on watching you every week, and I see whichever dog you bet, and that dog wins that week. How do you know very clearly that this dog is going to win? And the owner said, whichever dog I feed more that week, that dog will win. Within each one of us, there is a rich dog, there is a poor dog. There is an employee dog, there is an entrepreneur dog. There is an ambitious dog, there is a fearful dog. There is a lazy dog, there is an active dog. Which dog are you feeding? That dog will win. You feed the ambitious dog, you feed the active dog, you feed the entrepreneur dog, you feed the rich dog, then the dog inside us will win. And that's what we should do at this point of time.
You are a master storyteller, sir. For every question, you have a story. But I'm going to ask you this: what is it you have been up to last few days? Stress buster activities. Is it movies? What is your?
I think this is the first time all me, my wife, my two children, we are having lunch, dinner, breakfast together. I think that itself is a big thing. And watching movies, definitely. I don't watch movie. I have not watched movie for last 3 years. And today I'm watching movie every day. And reading books and spending time in the first 2 days, it was very difficult. Now I feel that after 10 days, I will find it difficult to move out of home, unless it is very needed. So that much we feel very comfortable sitting at home and doing work. Only thing we need to look at how to make money. And I see a lot of my friends making money in terms of online business. I think that's wonderful, which is happening. I think which suits, especially Satish was talking about women in the beginning. This online business is extremely suitable for, not that it doesn't suit men. It is extremely, what do you call, it's a opportunity for women to take advantage of.
Got it. So Arvind has a question. How do you deal with price war amongst competitors during these tough times? Because everyone is now going to undercut on prices. How do you deal with that?
No, I think when everybody are undercutting the price, look at what the masses are doing, and then don't do it. If you follow the masses, they will take the yum away and they leave the rest to you. So when everybody at this point of time is cutting cost, don't cut cost. Add value. Tell the customer that you are going to add value, and your value addition is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you are able to talk about that, customer will come and flock at your business like nobody's business. Because when you cut the price, you are cutting your own leg. Don't get into the price war. There is nobody is going to win the price war.
Right. So all of you have heard that. Don't cut costs, rather add value, shift the entire game altogether. And that's how you're going to create a blue ocean for you again. Okay. Moving to our next question, which is from Hiren. What is the single point agenda for next generation entrepreneurs? Let's say someone is planning to get into entrepreneurship, and given these times, what could be a guideline from your end?
Yeah, what I told at the beginning, the ability to handle uncertainty. Okay, your mental stability at this point of time is very, very, very important. Don't build houses, build a tent. That if I have to don't look for very long term. Keep yourself very flexible at every point of time. This is not the time for building any what you call the permanent identity is not going to be there. This is not, you are going to do this business, you are going to be this skilled, whether this skill is going to take you up, whether this education is going to be helpful, whether this country is going to be helpful, all that thing is going to change. You have to keep yourself flexible. I think that is the most important skill you need to develop at this point of time. There is a book called 21 Lessons for 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari. I suggest all of them to read that book and listen to his lectures. He very nicely outlines what are all the revolutions which is going to hit us in the next 30 years. It's a mind-blowing book, and it can change our outlook fundamentally. I think that's what is needed at this point of time.
Sure. According to you, sir, should there be at least 2 days lockdown in a month? Once we go past the crisis, it's a good opportunity for nature also to heal.
Yeah, somebody was showing the Ganga river, and the river was clean and nice. So we had allocated some thousands of crores, and we were not able to do anything. And they were showing in Italy, the dolphins were dancing, and so many things were, so many new kind of animals were coming up on the roads and things like that. I think it is not 2 days. I would say that 2 days per week can be a very good start point, I would say. I think even that is in my mind is only a start point. Earlier, I used to think, how is this, what they call the big companies and MNCs are giving 5 days of work. How does it work? We should work 6.5 days. And that's how I used to think. Today, I think that it is 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 3 days a week. It is not the other 3 days we are not going to work. It can be our ability to work from home, and we are accountable for ourselves. I think that is how much the world will change. It is not we need to go to the office and do the work. And the IT companies have really done that very well. The other people, it may be a new thing. So that's where we are.
Sure. Lokeshwaran is asking, how is Naturals going to redefine themselves?
Naturals it's a great opportunity for us. See, in the sense, I feel 40 to 50% of the salons will close their shop. That means all the business we have to take on ourselves. Second, we are all along we need to improve our skills in makeup. We need to improve our skills in hairdressing. We need to improve our skills in nail art. All those things we have to do to to attract a customer. Today it is very simple. All we are going to say is hygiene first. That is only our mantra. One mantra only. We are going to, all our salon is going to, we are improving our hygiene standards. That's all. Once we improve our hygiene standards, number of customers will keep coming to us more. And that is where we are focusing at this point of time, getting the entire salon, the people, the place, and the the infrastructure to be hygiene first. And that is the mantra we are going to take forward. That is the learning for Corona for us. Earlier, I used to talk about customer first and digital first and mobile first. That used to be my mantra for the year. And today I have changed it to only one mantra, hygiene first.
Right. That's what the consumer is now looking at.
Absolutely. The decision for why they are going to come to a salon will be dependent only on hygiene. Right. So I want to only harp on one thing, hygiene first.
Great. I think you're like that river which is flowing, going with the flow and seeing what works. I think it's very inspiring.
Correct.
Right. Jaya Balaji is asking, is this the right time to start a new venture?
Absolutely. It is not the right time to start a venture. If you ask me, this is the best time to start a venture. See, whenever you see a football match and the last 2 minutes when the referee blows the whistle, that is when the maximum goals will be scored. And this after Corona time is exactly like that. The human beings is now pressurized. The food will get cooked only when it is under pressure. Same way, a human being, the best talent of the human being will be coming out only they are working under pressure. After Corona time or during Corona time is the best pressure time for you. So it is the best time to look for an opportunity at this point of time, because so many new opportunities will emerge. Lot of industry will get rearranged. Lot of people will go out of business. Today, a real estate will be very cheap. People, you will be able to employ them at a much lesser cost. Government and bank will be very supportive for entrepreneurs. People, you will start with a new age business, because when you start, when Swiggy and the Zomato came, lot of people who are doing fine dining suddenly found the business to be not very cost effective, because these people have come out with a new model. Now you can go and create your own new model in the market, and that will be the new normal. So don't ask whether the market is ready, ask whether you are ready. If your mind is weak, situation will look like a problem. If your mind is normal, same situation will look like a challenge. If your mind is strong, the same situation will look like an opportunity. The question is, how strong is your mind? Imagine you are walking in a forest and you suddenly see a lion in front of you. You have a problem. And imagine you are walking in a forest and the lion comes in front of you and you have an AK-47 in your hand now. Now lion has a problem. So Corona time is like a lion in front of you. If you sharpen your mind, which is the AK-47 in your hand, then it becomes an opportunity for you.
Wow, I'm going to clap for that. I think that kind of really summarized all the, mental battles which a lot of people are fighting. And as they say, the best time to start a venture was yesterday, and the second best time is now. So go ahead, Jaya Balaji, go ahead with your venture. We would love to know how it goes. Okay. Rohit is asking that if every IT company is planning to provide work from home facility, what will be the future of the retail industry? How much will it really boom e-commerce? Where are we moving towards?
So I think definitely e-commerce is going to boom like nobody's business. There is no two way about it. For some time, the malls, especially wherever large number of people are going to congregate, they are going to be in trouble. Whether it is a mall, whether it is a cinema theaters, whether it is a wedding hall, all those which are now connected with a lot of people are going to be in trouble for some time. And after some time, once we are able to find a solution for the Corona, business will become normal. So the question is, you can't leave it and go away continuously also out of this. But if you are trying for a new opportunity, always it is better to look for technology to be the what do you call the biggest USP of your business should be technology, and then you should build a business around that. And if you are able to do that, you can scale very easily. That's something which is irrespective of Corona. It is happening. It is not because of Corona. Corona has only increased the speed of it. Earlier, only the life was going in that direction only. Now the speed has increased in that direction.
Right. Krishna is asking, do you think it's the right time to invest in the stock market?
Right thing to invest in the stock market. The question to say is, it is not whether this business is right or that business is right, or the stock market is right, or whether retail is right, or whether technology is right. The question to ask is, whether are you right? Are you able to shrewdly identify the opportunity in a stock market at this point of time? If you are right, get the man right, the world will become all right. Don't look at which business to start or which activity to involve. Prepare yourself. I think that is get yourself right. The world will become all right. I think that is the point I would want to. There is one story which again I have to keep on telling the story only. The father comes home after a busy day and he was reading the newspaper, and his 5-year-old boy was wanting to play with the father, and the father suddenly saw a big courier advertisement on the back of the paper. He tore it into the pieces and gave his son, "Beta, this is your zigzag puzzle, arrange it and then father will speak to you." And the 2 minutes later, the what do you call, the 5-year-old, his child taps him in his hand and says, "Father, it is all ready." The father was shocked, and he said, how come you are able to arrange it? And the boy told that on the back of the courier advertisement, there was a man's face. I don't know where New Zealand is. I don't know where Australia is. I don't know where India is. But I know where the nose is. I know where the eyes is. I know where the ears are. Get the man right, the world will become all right. And that's exactly the message for all of us. Get the man right, the world will become all right.
Nice. Great. So we have another question from Ashwin, and a very interesting question. He says that every economic slowdown makes us realize that cash is king and too much leverage or borrowing is risky. And when companies do a lot of borrowing, they think that good times will continue forever. That's why they continue with the borrowing. So is it important for a company to manage their debt levels?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I think we should know to leverage, and the debt becomes a good debt or a bad debt. Bad debt, good debt, if you know we are able to borrow money from the bank and our ability to repay the bank. It becomes a problem that once we start living on our luxuries for the with the debt. There is a beautiful book called The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. I think it is a classic, and there he will talk about how to make money. Of the money you make, how much to save, how much to invest. He will not talk about saving. He will talk about how to invest money, and of the money invested, with the money generated, you should buy the luxury. Lot of people go and buy the luxury first and then do the business later, and that is where the problem comes. The George Clason's Richest Man of Babylon is a classic book to that effect. Part of money what you make is for you to keep. That's what he will talk about in that book. Part of money of what you make is for you to keep. With the money what you keep, invest that money. With the money invested, money generated from the invested money, you use it for your luxuries and this thing. If you are able to do that, I think it's a great time. And I agree with you. I think cash is the king. Taking too much of debt and trying to leverage at this point of time is not a good idea. Anyone who has stretched extra, even normal people also have got into trouble. Today, my problem is for the next 3 months, I have to pay salary for 10,000 people. And my business is extremely cash flow dependent. And that's how much serious we are at this point of time. But we need to have the mindset that we are going to cross this bridge. Whatever come, what may, we are going to win. And we need to leverage it and move forward. There is no solution in this. These are extraordinary times. Actually, we are not prepared for that. Otherwise, if you ask me any balance sheet auditor, they said very good, balance sheet is very good, blah, blah, all this time. If I go and take my balance sheet now, no bank or nobody, no private equity will give me money at this point of time. So we need to prepare. Such situation is something which is, we can't prepare for that. But otherwise, on a normal day, what you say, I'm completely with you.
Sure. We have an attendee who's wanted to ask you, how many times have you failed before you tasted success, and how did you know that this is your calling?
How many times I have failed 2.5 times. So half time with my brother. But the point is, failure is an opportunity to intelligently begin again. Failure is merely an opportunity to intelligently begin again. I'll have to go back to my another favorite story. The story is that Albert Einstein was in the process of inventing his electric bulb, and he was involved in so many experiments. And by the time he has made 500 experiments, and they have failed. One very enthusiastic reporter went and interviewed Albert Einstein and asked him, I've heard you have failed for the 500th time. How does it feel for having failed 500 times? And Einstein told, I have not failed 500 times. I now know 500 ways of which the electric bulb will not work. Within the next 1 year, he has invented the so-called electric bulb, which changed the face of the science of the world. And so take failure as failure is very important. Failure is like a salt. Without salt, the food won't be tasty. Too much will spoil the food which is intended to. I think a lot of people, one of the problem in India is we shrug failure, and we don't like the word failure. And we equate failure yeah, not as an what do you call a situation we equate to a person, and that is where the whole problem starts. Whenever you are going in a car, if one wheel becomes flat, you don't get out of the car. You just fix the wheel and continue the journey. And that's exactly what is failure about. What appears to be the end of the road can really be a bend in the road. Look at failure as an opportunity to learn. Look at failure as an opportunity to correct. I look at failure, I welcome failure. Whenever somebody fails in my office, I say, now you have learned something. I think that's it is a learning, and that's how you should look at failure. As failure is not a problem. Failure is not something you should shrug away. Failure you should enjoy it, and you should actually inculcate in failure into your business. Otherwise, you will get carried away and you think the whole world is yours. We have seen so many politicians, so many countries, so many corporations. They think they cannot fail, and suddenly one new, which is what has happened to Nokia. It's a classic case. What has happened to Kodak? And that's how much the failure is very important. I enjoy failure. I so far failed 2.5 times. I'm looking for the 3.5 times soon.
So everyone is hearing this 2.5 times is a kind of a magic number. So if you're in a first startup, don't worry, keep the race going, as it may not be the end of the road. It may just be a bend in the road. Love the way you shared that. I have a question from K.C. Chandrasekharan, and he's saying, have you written any book, sir?
No. I have not written a book so far. I want to do a movie. I'm very. I failed so many times, and I have got so much of challenges in my life. So I thought I should do at least a web series to start with. I have seen that movie called Founder in the what do you call the Amazon Prime. Wonderful movie of how McDonald's business was built, and my life has got lot of parallel with that, and that's when I realized that I should do a McDonald kind of story. Book I have not written so far, but however, there is a book called You Too Can by Prakash Iyer, where he has featured 20 Indian entrepreneurs, where my story is also featured in that book.
Wow, wonderful. So some good news coming that we're going to have a blockbuster movie, hopefully very soon, that we can look forward to. But we also humbly suggest you to write a book, sir. I think your ideas need to be put in a book. We would be happy to launch it. Yes, Satish, sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, this question to C.K. sir. I'm just wondering, this is, I'm closely watching you. You are wearing 3 different hats, at least to my understanding, as an entrepreneur, as a politician, and as an evangelist of entrepreneurship. So how you're able to manage this? I have 2 questions. How you're able to manage this wearing, especially being a politician. So you're a politician and an entrepreneur. So how you're able to manage that? And secondly, what you want to, suggest or, recommend to the fellow entrepreneurs on this front?
Yeah, first point, I would want to take a little longer time to answer this question. I want to talk about 3 different phases in an entrepreneur's life. The first phase is what I call is the survival phase, where you start the entrepreneurship. Many of you will be in that phase, or few of you want to be entrepreneurs will be getting into that phase. In that phase, what is very important is dream big, start small, and keep moving. Don't have small dreams. Your dream should be big, but your starting should be small, and you should keep moving. In the beginning, it is your passion and your enthusiasm which will get you going. You are the what you call CEO. You are the watchman. You are the marketing person. You are the finance person. Every activity you should do, and you should it is your passion which is really going to make you really successful. And Martin Luther King says it so beautifully. He says, if an individual is to be called a street sweeper, he or she should sweep the street so well, as if Michelangelo has painted, or Beethoven has composed music, or Shakespeare has composed poetry, that everybody passing the road should stop, that here lives a great street sweeper. What job you are not doing is not very important, but do it with such a passion and such an enthusiasm that everybody recognizes, hey, this is a wonderful person is doing this work. And that kind of passion you should do in phase 1. And that is what will take you to the phase 2. Phase 2 is what I call is, I have a formula for phase 2, which is I have seen a lot of people successful, and either knowingly or unknowingly, they have followed this formula. The formula is focus plus daily improvement plus time equal to genius. Focus. Focus is your ability to say yes to the one thing and the discipline to say no to the 99 distractions. If you chase two rabbits, you will catch neither. Identify the rabbit you want to chase. You can differ the method of catching the rabbit. Don't change the rabbit. Identify that one business you want to do that and give your think, dream, breathe, sleep, one idea at a time. And that's what Swami Vivekananda says. Do like that. That kind of focus you give. Then in that focus, in that area of focus, do daily improvement. Sachin Tendulkar, whenever he is what he call doing cricket, he will go to the net practice and play every day 300 balls. And in that 300 ball, he has to improve his stroke. One stroke he has to improve. If he is not improving, he will play another 100 ball, another 100 ball, and another 100 ball. It is not important to be busy. So are the ants. The question is, what are we busy about? Can we improve? Daily improvement. Whatever you are doing, can you improve on that on a daily basis? That is the second one. Third one, time. You need to give time the time. Law of the farm governs. Lot of people want to become an overnight success. And that is where they get into trouble. Law of the farm governs. Even if you marry, the baby requires 9 months and 1 week. Even if you marry 9 women, you can't make a baby in 1 month. Lot of people are in a hurry. They want to finish fast. And that is where they get into trouble. So I have seen the people who are successful have knowingly or unknowingly have followed this formula. Formula is focus plus daily improvement plus time equal to genius. This is the successful people. Then I come to the third stage, which is a very, what do you call, first phase. 80% of the people are in survival phase. 15 to 18% of the people are in success phase. 2% of the people move away from that, which I call it as a significance phase, which is a very important learning for me, which is money can do little things to you. It can do many things through you. Lot of people are in money making, what do you call, they think life is about making more money, more money, more money, more money. How much money is enough? The world is too large for everyone's need. It is too small for a one person's greed. After some time, money has got a limited validity. It is, what do you call, money is like fuel to your car. It is neither the journey nor the destination. It is just a part of the transportation system. How much money is important? Even if you have tons of money, you can't travel in 10 cars. You can't sleep in 20 beds and you can't wear 30 dress. Money has got limited validity. That much money is good. More than that money, you have to use it for somebody else's purpose. Money can do little things to you. It can do many things through you. Through you, you can build a hospital. You can build an education institution. You can build a factory. So many things money has got validity. And that is what is the use of money. And that is when I realized that more than that, making a money, adding one more zero to my kitty is not going to be any helpful. Indian, somehow we are interested to earn for our 7th generation. We are not interested to give it to charity. Western world is very good in that. They give it for charity. That is when I realized that I have to look for one line which changed my life, which is a thought by Aristotle. He says, unexamined life is not worth living. So when I started looking at my life, I realized that, okay, now I've got reasonable lifestyle. My children and my family is safe. If I add one more zero, what is it of going to be of any use? When the society around me is not is struggling, there is no point in me adding one more zero. And that is when I realized I have to look at politics. It is not the violence of the bad people which destroy the society. It is the silence of the good people. India is a beautiful country. One generation has given their life so that we are living in a free India at this point of time. It is our responsibility and a mandate to stretch a bit little, to sacrifice a little, and to work a little harder so that we can gift our next generation a safe India and a beautiful India. And that's what is the mandate. Politics is not a bad place. It is filled by bad people. It is because good people are staying away. Good people need to come to politics. Only then the what you call economy will grow. so much of corruption, so much of distrust, so much of this is not the country which we can be really proud of. I think we have a mandate in front of us. All the people who have arrived, who have made money, who are successful, should come to politics. Politics is not the place for scoundrels. It is not the place for who does not have any other job join the politics. It is the place for people who have arrived in life, who want to help the society to become better. And that is how a good democracy can be built. And that is why I entered into the politics. I have not entered into politics to make money or to save money or to make name. It is my honest urge. I heard C.K. Prahalad's entrepreneurs are the new age freedom fighters who can pull India from the shackles of poverty. When I studied that, and when I studied his lecture and his thought process, I said, no, boss, all entrepreneurs who have arrived